I see my wife on the other side of the bar with her best friend. They are both wearing very pretty cocktail dresses and high heels. Having a good time, honey? It's time to make a decision. Confront them or watch. If I go over there, I may never know what's going on. They'll make up some story. I need money for a backup plan. She's not going to have a good night tonight. I went to the ATM in the bar and withdrew $300. Now I needed to find some helpers. There were two guys standing next to me at the bar. They were worth a try. How the hell did I get myself into this? 3 hours ago, I was looking forward to a nice evening alone, junk food, and an action movie. And now I was on the verge of becoming another divorced man. Friday, 7 p.m. What are you and Alexa doing tonight? Probably dinner, then a movie. Damn, I gotta go, babe. After Brandy went upstairs, I heard a crack outside. It sounded like a tree branch had broken. It was windy today, so branches often fell from our old tree. I looked outside and saw one on the ground. I also noticed that Brandy's light was on. I grabbed my keys and walked out to the driveway. When I got into her CRV, I noticed several boxes on the passenger seat. I picked one up and opened the lid as it wasn't sealed. More damn face cream. The second box contained a silk red dress. The third box contained another dress. She always bought things and forgot to return them. I turned off the headlights and returned to the house. I sat down in the living room and browsed through the new movies that had come out on Prime. I chose Justice League and Chinese food. Brandy usually suffered through it with me, but I did her a favor and watched Wonder Woman's boobs by myself. She doesn't like those kinds of movies anyway. I switched the channel to Pickers and started looking at my fantasy basketball team for the night. I needed to find some free agents. My center had to go. I got confused for a moment. Damn, I needed to order food and decide what to drink. I went to the kitchen to check and heard Brandy coming down the stairs. She looked amazing. At first I thought it was funny, but then my brain connected the dots so quickly that I was stunned by the result. My wife was wearing jeans and a cute top. I probably would never have noticed if she hadn't come down the stairs like she was skiing. She held onto the railing with one hand and her bag with the other. She came down, clearly annoyed. "See you later, honey. I have to run." I just nodded. She left, giving me a questioning look. I closed the door behind her. No, there would be no kiss today. I grabbed my keys and wallet. Making sure she wasn't coming back, I went out the back door and watched her get ready to pull out of the driveway. My pickup truck was parked sideways in front of the house, facing the street. I jumped in so she wouldn't see me and started the engine. I drove slowly around the block to see what was going on. She was already about 4 houses away, so I drove out without turning on my headlights. When I was a block away from the house, I turned on my headlights. It looked like she was driving to Alex's house. We got there around 8:15. I parked 3 houses away and just sat there, not moving a muscle. Brandy got out with her purse, walked to the passenger door, and took the box. Probably not damn face cream. I took a few pictures. They'll probably be terrible from that distance. Why did I even need pictures? I saw everything with my own eyes. I sat there for 45 minutes, waiting. My stomach was in knots, and I prayed to God that I was wrong. I started thinking about their last dinner and the movie they went to see. That night, Brandy came home drunk and horny. Things weren't going well. Damn it, Alexa. I thought she was my friend, too. Damn it. Just last month, I drove her to and from an outpatient procedure. It all came together in that brief moment when Brandy came down the stairs. The bachelorette party, her distraction all week, her excitement tonight, the broken branch, the ceiling light, the bags, the red dress. She never wears high heels with jeans. Never. And those were her favorite shoes. I had 5 seconds. They both left the apartment in their dresses. I hated being right. She was a sneaky bitch. She hid the dress in the car. I took a few pictures as they got into Brandy's CRV. They headed downtown, and it took another 20 minutes to get to the parking lot. I let them go ahead and double-parked on the street. I turned on the alarm and turned off the headlights. After about 5 minutes, they pulled out of the parking lot and started to drive away from me. I was lucky. I let them go and slowly followed them in my pickup truck. It was already 9:30 p.m. They missed the last show. Fucking bitches. They went into a bar a few buildings away from the parking lot. I turned around and drove into the same parking lot. I found a spot one level above where the CRV was parked and parked there. I went down to the lower level and opened her car. I didn't find anything unusual in the car, just a strong smell of perfume. She wasn't wearing any perfume when she left. Wait! Her engagement ring was on the floor. That bitch! I grabbed it. I opened the hood and got out to disconnect a couple of wires so the car wouldn't start. I left the car open and headed for the bar. Let her believe someone stole the ring. When I entered the bar, I headed as quickly as possible to a corner where I could blend in with my surroundings. My heart was beating so fast from the adrenaline. There! In the booth against the back wall, I saw a flash of Brandy's red dress. The bar was already pretty crowded. In an hour, I was sure it would be packed. I approached the bar where I could blend in with the crowd. Friday, 10:05 p.m. Hey, man, got a coin to throw in? Sure, here you go, bro. Thanks. What are you throwing it in for? Heads. I'll ruin my wife's evening. She was going to go to the movies in jeans. There might be a little problem. 2 guys are probably coming over. I believe I'm ready. Heads. I'll watch and ruin her evening in another way. That way I'll find out the truth. Girls lie like a horse when I talk to them. Damn. You're in a tough spot, bro. I gotta say, I like the first option. We've got your back. My name is Norberto. This is my buddy Cameron. Norberto looked like a smaller version of Rock. He was my height, but muscular. Hi, guys. I'm Jeff. I got the coin ready. Let's do this. I tossed the coin and it landed tails up. Guys want $100 each? Norberto answered for both of them. It's going to be an interesting evening, no hard feelings. What do we need to do? Who wants to start, Norberto? You'll scare her. Go up to her and say something like, I've seen you somewhere before. Yes, I work with Jeff, your husband, right? She'll be shocked. Maybe look at her disapprovingly. Sorry, I didn't know you weren't together. You're not wearing a wedding ring and you're dressed like a woman of easy virtue. Then when you go to the restroom, pretend to write a text message. That's it? Yes. I wish I could record it. Cam can do that. Cam nodded. Sure, man. Okay. We'll wait 5 to 10 minutes. Cam will walk over and just sit down at their table, say, I've never done this before. How much for the 2 of you for 2 hours? They'll be upset when they realize what's going on. You can improvise. Hey, girls, just sex. I need to buy condoms. Make it look real. You're a smart guy, Jeff. That'll ruin their vacation. The guys did a great job. After I watched the video they sent me, I gave them the money. I looked back at the girls. They were engrossed in lively conversation. It looked like they were finishing their drinks. It was almost 11 p.m., and they were about to leave. Hey, bro, 2 guys just walked in. I looked at them. They were heading straight for the girls. Norberto, I hate to ask, but can you make sure the girls leave alone? No problem. That's my specialty. Let's go, Cam. Norberto approached the guys and said something that discouraged them from talking to the girls. Brandy was even more upset when she saw her companions talking to my colleague, Norberto. Alexa just shrugged at one of the guys as she left the bar. Damn. The breakup was practically inevitable. But could I stay with her until I found a place to live and gathered more information? Did I want to know? We had been together for 5 years. I believed I knew her. I believed I knew Alexa. I could go straight to Alexa. Face to face. I was sure I could convince her to take Brandy's side. But then she would tell Brandy as soon as I left. What did I care about that floor? Since we were renting, I could leave quickly. I needed to get all the money for the apartment and disappear. I'm only 30. I'll be fine. Norberto and Cam returned to their places. Everything's ready. They know what to expect. Thanks, guys. I gotta go. Don't overdo it, bro. I checked Brandy's location on my phone. She seemed to be 2 blocks away from me. I'd better go home. When I got home, I took a couple of Benadryl pills to help me sleep. Then I turned off my phone and hid it. I woke up around 8 a.m. I was very sleepy. I slipped out of my bedroom in my clothes and took a shower in another bathroom. At least it's Saturday. When I was ready to leave, I took my phone and her phone from her bag. I turned off the location and search functions. I wrote a note saying that I was going to play golf with a colleague and would be back in the afternoon. I ended up at Starbucks to get some coffee and breakfast. I started looking through her phone. I didn't find anything except recent text messages between her and Alexa. It looked like Alexa was using her to meet a couple of guys. That's so inappropriate. If you wear that dress, he'll be all over you on the dance floor. I might have to help him relieve some tension, but I'll have to get really drunk to do that. Are you sure, Brandy? I called Brandy Brand. Alex answered the phone, and she also uses that number. At the time, I didn't think much of it. There were no more messages after that. They probably talked. God. I didn't think I could feel any more pain, but I was wrong. Those messages pushed me to make a decision. I knew what to do next. I got in my car and drove to her place. Alexa opened the door. She was wearing only a bathrobe. Jeff, what are you doing here? Well, I need to find out what happened last night and where Brandy's car is. Calm down. I need to come in. Oh, yes, of course. Come in. Rough night? A little. Have a seat. Coffee? No, thanks. She returned from the kitchen with a cup. I was distracted by her legs and a quick glance at her thighs. Just for a second. Alexa, Brandy is desperate. Last night she told me the whole truth about what she did. She blames you for most of it. That you convinced her to go on a double date. She confessed that and some other things. So I need to hear your side of the story before I start beating you both up. What? I'm not going to repeat myself. Go on, damn it. I didn't make Brandy do anything. Then how did it start? Alexa, I thought we were friends. How many times have I helped you move or driven you to the airport? Just a month ago, I drove you to your damn meeting and brought you home. What the hell is going on? I yelled at her. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Jeff. She burst into tears. Apologies won't save my marriage. I asked her to come with me when I met this guy. I just wanted her to be there in case he turned out to be a jerk. I didn't think she'd go through with it. How many double dates have you been on with Brandy? Only 3. Yesterday was the 3rd. With the same guys every time? Yes. What happened the second time? Did you get Brandy drunk and make her sleep with his friend? No. We went on a date and Brandy got a little drunk. She was kissing him at my house. Then she stopped him and said she had to leave. I didn't make her do anything. Was Brandy going to sleep with him last night? Jeff, don't ask me that. She started crying hard. Alexa! Oh my God, I'm not sure. The evening was just a nightmare, but she was very excited before that. Anything else? You know, she told me that you cheated on Jack and left him for another guy. Yes, I know. She shouldn't have told me. She told me a lot last night. It turns out you're a bad friend and a dirty bitch. No wonder you're alone. She grimaced, wiping away tears. Jeff, I don't remember anything else. Oh yes, she was in love with a guy from work, but she didn't do anything. She didn't sleep with anyone. Don't call Brandy. If I find out you're lying, I'll find you. I'm going to talk to Jack first. Are you on good terms with him? Then I'll tell everyone about your exploits, including your parents. If you do anything to piss me off, I'll unleash a torrent of rage on you. I left, and she collapsed on the floor in tears. Fucking bitch. It's time to end this. I headed home. My phone vibrated. Wait, that's not my phone. I pulled out Brandy's phone and saw the message. Sorry, Brand. Jeff just left. That's gonna cost you, Alexa. I walked in the door and Brandy was sitting at the table drinking coffee. Hi, honey. I thought you were at the golf course. Hey, have you seen my phone? I walked over to her and stood in front of her. Number I spent the morning at Alexa's apartment. What? I went there to find out what happened last night and where your car was. Oh, it wouldn't start, so we took a taxi. That's too bad. What movie did you watch? Every Day, a chick flick. Sweet. You shouldn't have worn those heels yesterday. They gave you away. You have 2 hours to get your stuff and get out of my house. Jeff? What are you talking about? About your date last night, bitch. It seems Alexa's conscience got the better of her and she told me all about your double date, not to mention other juicy details, like the fact that you were in love with other men before we got married. She was in shock. Tears streamed down her face. Then she just started pouring out everything that had been building up. 15 minutes later, she was exhausted and hysterically crying. No new revelations. I guess that's something. 2 hours, or I'm calling your parents. We'll talk in a week at Alexa's, Saturday at noon. You both have to be there, or I'm leaving. And then I'll start acting on all the bad thoughts in my head. I don't want to hear a word from you for a week. I headed for the door. 2 fucking hours, bitch! Jeff, I'm sorry, please don't go. She was lying on the floor. I left. During that week, I took care of my financial security. I transferred most of my money to a new account at BOA. I canceled direct deposit and cut her off from my accounts and any ability to discuss them. The nights were tough. I worked out and watched a lot of movies. I got hooked on the TV series Californication. Some episodes were hard to watch, but I was hooked. Deep down, I was hatching a plan for revenge. I was still going to call Brandy's parents, and Alexa's too. I had to humiliate them publicly, damn it. Saturday, noon. Brandy opened the door. Hi, Jeff, come in. I went in and sat down on a chair in the living room. Alexa was already sitting on the couch. Brandy sat down next to her. Start it. To be honest, I wasn't even listening, and I didn't care. She loves me. Let's work this out, blah, blah, blah. Alexa joined in. I'm so sorry, and I cried a lot. I just sat there emotionless. Are you done? She nodded, and they both wiped their eyes with napkins. I'll try to work this out with you on the following terms. They were both shocked and started smiling. Oh, girls, wait. You two together will give me a weekend of pleasure. You have a week to decide. If not, it's divorce. Oh, here's your phone. I hope you agree. I got up and didn't even look at them as I left the room. 30 minutes later, I was home, sitting at the bar, just believing. What the hell was I going to do if they agreed? What if they didn't? What had I gotten myself into? God. I finally fell asleep and woke up when it was already dark. My phone vibrated. I had a message. It was from Brandy. Yes. Damn, really? I replied without thinking. 2 weeks. Be ready. I started to worry that everything could go wrong. They could say I raped them. Damn. I took out my phone and sent the message. A few minutes later, I got a reply. Whatever you need, bro. Sounds interesting. That same evening, I sent the girls a group message. I decided to send one message every evening until the weekend when we were all going to meet up. Brandy, can't wait to see you. Me too, Alex. Me too, Brandy. I was an idiot. I almost said something about marrying Alex and having 2 wives. If I had gone too far, they would have backed out. I really wanted them to do it, 2 weeks later. I was sitting on a king-size bed believing I was going to have the weekend of my life. The hotel had nice rooms, and I really liked the large shower and jacuzzi. Was this really going to happen? I was so ready. I brought a lot of wine and some weed for the girls. The camera and the guys were in place. Am I really going to try to make things work after everything that's happened? Maybe. I'm really excited about the thought of pleasing Alex. Brandy is pretty but skinny. She has very small breasts. Knock, knock, knock.